Hey, stop for a second and really listen. This is going to shake up everything you've believed since you were a kid. From the day you could walk, people trained you like a puppy. Sit, stay, be nice, don't bark. They told you good guys finish first. That patience pays off. That if you just play by the rules, life will hand you the trophy. Cute story. Total lie. The world doesn't hand out prizes to the sweet ones. It hands them to the ones who see the game underneath the game, who spot the strings on the puppets, the smoke behind the mirrors, the real price tags on every smile. Here's the raw truth most folks can't stomach. Honesty doesn't earn respect. Strategy does. Machiavelli saw through it all 5 centuries back, when everyone else was polishing their halos. He caught kings preaching, "Be kind," while plotting moves that crushed empires. He watched priests trade salvation for silver. He cracked the code. The system stays in charge by keeping people peaceful, obedient, and in the dark. That's where you come in. You've been following instructions your entire life. Lower your voice, swallow your pride, wait your turn. Apologize even when you're right. Those instructions weren't meant to build you up. They were meant to keep you small. A planet full of small people is easy to steer. A planet full of awake, hungry minds, that's a wildfire nobody can control. So today we flip the script. Today we rip the blindfold off and stare straight at the 10 society rules that have been chaining you since kindergarten. Break these, and you stop being background noise. You start being the guy people move for when you walk into a room. But first, do one thing right now. Type it in the comments. I choose power. Say it out loud if you're alone. Let it hit your chest. That single line is your contract with yourself. No more waiting for permission to take up space. No more shrinking so someone else feels tall. This ride is going to sting a little. You'll squirm when you see how much of your nice guy armor is just fear in disguise. That's the point. Comfort is the cage. Truth is the key. Machiavelli didn't write for the soft. He wrote for the ones ready to trade pleasant for powerful. If that's you, buckle up. We're about to smash every rule that ever told you to stay in your lane. Rule 1. Quit trying to fit in. From the second you popped out, the world started whispering in your ear. Blend, match the wallpaper, don't stick out. Teachers, parents, friends, they all sang the same lullaby, sounded safe, felt warm. Total trap. Blending in is the express lane to nowhere. You vanish. Nobody remembers the guy who looks, talks, and dreams exactly like the next 10 dudes in line. They're background noise. You want influence, admiration, real respect? Then stop auditioning for the role of extra. Check history. Every name that still echoes, Edison, Einstein, Elon, whoever, got there by refusing the cookie cutter. They wore weird clothes, asked dumb questions, chased ideas that made people laugh. They walked their own road while the herd followed the GPS. That's not ego, that's oxygen. Machiavelli clocked this centuries ago. He told princes to watch out for the guy who doesn't flinch when the room glares. That guy can't be guilt-tripped, shamed, or peer-pressured into line. He's not waiting for a gold star to breathe. That independence scares the system stiff. So why are you still sanding down your edges? Why mute the joke only you think is funny? Why hide the dream that keeps you up at 3 a.m.? Because somebody once said, "That's weird," and you believed them? Come on. The trap is slick. Act normal and you'll be safe. Safe gets you a cubicle and a pat on the head. Safe gets you forgotten by Friday. Power starts the second you quit apologizing for the parts of you that don't match the brochure. Your quirks aren't flaws, they're fingerprints. The way you laugh too loud, the random facts you hoard, the playlist nobody else gets, that's your brand. Lean into it. People magnetize to the guy who owns his weird without a disclaimer. You don't need neon hair or a megaphone. Quiet confidence hits harder. Wear the shirt you love, even if it's out. Speak the opinion that makes the table pause. Post the thought that might get eye rolls. Every time you choose real over rehearsed, your stock rises. Conformity is a slow suicide of the soul. Authenticity is the defibrillator. One keeps you replaceable. The other makes you the only option. Machiavelli put it blunt. The great ones always look different from the pack. Not because they try, they just refuse to shrink. Your job isn't to slip unnoticed through life. Your job is to walk in and shift the air. Let the average squirm. Let the insecure whisper. The guy brave enough to stand solo is the guy the crowd eventually orbits. Drop this affirmation in the comments right now. I stand apart. Mean it. Say it like you're signing a contract with your future self. No more camouflage. From this second forward, your difference isn't a risk. It's your crown. Rule 2. Always tell the truth. They told you since childhood, always tell the truth. Honesty is pure. Honesty makes you a good person. But here is what they never mentioned. Pure honesty destroys powerful man. Not because truth is bad, but because revealing everything makes you predictable, exposed, and easy to control. In the real world, the man who speaks without filters is the man who loses leverage. He shows his plans before he acts. He reveals his fears before he understands them. He exposes his intentions before they mature. And society uses every piece of truth you give them against you. People don't respect radical honesty. They exploit it. They weaponize it. They twist it. They judge it. They gossip about it. They use it to place you in a box you cannot break out of. Understand this clearly. When you overshare, you surrender power. Because power is not in what you say. Power is in what you choose not to say. Machiavelli understood this completely. He wrote that a ruler must appear honest, but never reveal everything. He believed that truth is a tool, not a commandment. Because once people know your intentions, they can block your path. Once people know your weaknesses, they can break your spirit. Once people know your dreams, they can sabotage your future. In silence, you are untouchable. In mystery, you are respected. In controlled truth, you are powerful. You don't need to lie. You need to select to choose what is revealed and what remains hidden. To speak with purpose, not emotion. To share with precision, not impulse. Not everyone deserves to know your mindset. Not everyone is worthy of your struggle. Not everyone can handle your truth without turning it into a weapon. The wise man uses truth the way a strategist uses a blade, carefully, precisely, and only when it strengthens his position. When someone asks you a question, pause. Think. Ask yourself, does answering this benefit me? Does it protect me? Does it weaken me? Does it give the other person power? The strong man is not the man who tells everything. The strong man is the man who knows what to keep. Society wants you transparent because transparency makes you easy to manipulate. But mystery creates gravity. Mystery creates interest. Mystery creates respect. The less they know, the more they want to know. And the more they want to know, the more power you hold. As Machiavelli once said, a wise ruler should never reveal all his intentions. That line alone can save you from a lifetime of being underestimated. So from today forward, control your truth, shape your story, protect your mind. And I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. My silence is power. Rule 3. Be humble all the time. Excess humility makes you invisible, and invisible men are never respected. Humility, when used wisely, is a shield, but when used blindly, it becomes a cage. People misunderstand humility. They think being humble means lowering your presence, hiding your talent, shrinking your abilities, and pretending you're less than you are. But that's not humility. That's self-erasure. And self-erasure breeds disrespect, because people don't value what you hide. People don't admire what you downplay. People don't respect what you pretend not to possess. You see, the world is full of individuals who quietly hope the talented will dim their light, because your strength exposes their weakness. Your growth threatens their comfort. Your confidence reminds them of their own fear. So they push this idea: stay humble, don't appear strong. Why? Because a man who owns his power is harder to control. Machiavelli understood this psychological game. He wrote that a ruler must appear virtuous but never surrender his strategic advantage. He understood that humility can be a mask, a way to disarm rivals while still protecting your authority. Real humility is not acting weak. Real humility is remaining grounded even when you know your worth. It's knowing your strength but choosing not to boast. It's having power but not needing to rub it in. It's showing confidence without arrogance. But society wants you to take humility to the extreme, to the point where you vanish. Here's the truth: if you don't show your value, others will define your value for you. If you don't claim your abilities, others will claim your opportunities. If you don't stand tall, others will stand on you. You don't need to yell your greatness. You just need to stop hiding it. Stand straight. Speak clearly. Own your progress. Acknowledge your talents. Accept your strengths openly, not aggressively, not loudly, but confidently. Because when you show your value without apology, the world reacts differently. People listen more carefully. People treat you more seriously. People respect you more deeply. As Machiavelli once said, it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. And in many situations, being underestimated is far more dangerous than being disliked. So remember this: humility should be chosen, not forced. It should serve your path, not sabotage it. It should protect your power, not bury it. Now write this affirmation in the comments: I own my worth. Rule 4. Be nice to everyone. When you try to please every single person in your environment, you slowly begin to erase yourself. You say yes when your heart wants to say no. You help people who drain your energy. You give time to those who never value it. You protect people who wouldn't protect you. You smile when inside you feel the weight of disrespect, and society calls this good behavior. No, this is self-betrayal disguised as kindness. People always claim they love nice people. But pay close attention. Those same people ignore, use, and walk over the overly nice man. Why? Because constant niceness signals that you don't respect your own limits. It signals fear. It signals insecurity. It signals a desire for approval. And nothing kills respect faster than needing approval. Machiavelli understood this conflict with brutal clarity. He wrote that a ruler must learn how not to be good, not because goodness is wrong, but because goodness must be controlled, not automatic. A man who is kind without conditions becomes a puppet. A man who is kind with boundaries becomes respected. Niceness without strength is weakness. Niceness with boundaries is power. Being nice should be a choice, not a reflex. A tool, not a personality. A strategy, not a survival method. You must learn to draw the line, even if people get uncomfortable. You must learn to protect your mental space, even if someone gets offended. You must learn to walk away from disrespect, even if it disappoints someone. Because when you stop trying to please everyone, you stop betraying yourself. Here's the paradox society never wants you to realize. The moment you stop needing acceptance is the moment people start respecting you. People trust the man who holds his ground. People admire the man who sets standards. People follow the man who isn't afraid to say no. You don't need to be rude. You simply need to decide who deserves your kindness and who doesn't. When someone crosses a line, you respond. When someone disrespects you, you step back. When someone takes advantage, you cut access. That's how you earn respect, not by pleasing everyone, but by protecting yourself. As Machiavelli once said, "It is much safer to be feared than loved when you cannot be both." You don't need fear or cruelty, you only need firmness. Because firmness, not sweetness, shapes how the world treats you. Now write this affirmation in the comments: my boundaries matter. Rule 5. Be patient, your time will come. All your life you were told to wait for the right moment. Be patient, your time will come, they said. But here is the reality nobody dares to admit. Waiting keeps you stuck at the bottom. Patience becomes a prison when it turns into passivity. Years slip away while you sit quietly, hoping someone will finally notice your effort, your struggles, your ambition. But the world doesn't reward silent waiting. It rewards bold movement. Most men waste half their lives expecting an opportunity to magically appear. They tell themselves, "My chance will come someday." Yet they never take the actions that create that chance. They remain predictable, hesitant, and replaceable. Meanwhile, the man who refuses to wait, the man who steps forward even when he's not fully ready, the man who builds his own door instead of waiting for one to open, becomes the man people respect. Action creates respect. Initiative creates influence. Boldness creates opportunity. Machiavelli understood this psychological truth. He wrote that fortune favors the bold because boldness breaks hesitation, forces movement, and shifts outcomes. A bold man shapes events. A passive man is shaped by them. But society teaches you the opposite. They tell you to wait for approval, permission, timing, comfort. Why? Because passive people are easy to control. They cause no disruption. They create no competition. They accept their place without a fight. You weren't born to live a life of silent waiting. You weren't born to watch opportunities pass you by. You weren't born to be an observer in your own story. Your life changes the moment you stop expecting someone else to pick you and start picking yourself. Stop waiting. Start deciding. Start moving. Start building. Start becoming the person who forces doors to open. Power doesn't come to men who sit in the corner hoping to be chosen. Power comes to men who stand up and take what aligns with their purpose. Think about this. How many goals have you delayed because of fear? How many dreams did you leave untouched because you were waiting for the perfect time? How many chances did you let die because you told yourself you weren't ready? Read this carefully. You will never feel ready. You will never have perfect timing. You will never have zero fear. You will never achieve greatness through waiting. You achieve it through movement. As Machiavelli once said, "Fortune is a woman. You must take control of her boldly." Meaning success rewards the man who acts, not the man who hesitates. So decide today. Your time doesn't come by itself. You bring it into existence. Now, write this affirmation in the comments: I move first. Rule 6. Be loyal no matter what. From the moment you learned the meaning of loyalty, society shaped it into a chain. They told you, be loyal even if it hurts. Stand by people no matter what. Never walk away, even when you're disrespected. But here's the truth they never mention. Blind loyalty destroys your self-respect. Loyalty without conditions turns you into a tool, not a human being. It makes you predictable, exploitable, and easy to manipulate. When people know you'll stay, no matter how they treat you, they stop valuing you. They stop respecting you. They stop fearing the loss of you. And once a person loses the fear of losing you, the dynamic collapses. You become background noise, useful but forgettable. Here's the darker reality. Most people don't actually want your loyalty. They want your obedience. They want your availability. They want your effort, even when they give you nothing in return. This is why true power requires a different kind of loyalty. Loyalty to yourself first. Machiavelli understood human nature with brutal precision. He wrote that loyalty is never constant. People follow interest, not emotion, meaning people stay with you only when it benefits them. And when it doesn't, they switch sides without hesitation. So why would you give unconditional devotion to those who would replace you in a heartbeat? Healthy loyalty is earned, not demanded, not forced, not one-sided. You owe loyalty to those who respect your boundaries, honor your time, match your effort, show consistency, and value your presence. Everyone else deserves access only at a distance. Your loyalty should never cost your dignity. It should never require you to tolerate disrespect. It should never make you betray your own standards just to keep someone close. Read that again, because too many men lose their power by staying loyal to friends who envy them, partners who disrespect them, family members who drain them, mentors who mislead them, or environments that suffocate their growth. You cannot rise while chained to the wrong people. People respect you when they know you can walk away. People stay honest when they know betrayal has consequences. People treat you better when they realize your loyalty has a limit. Unconditional loyalty is slavery. Conditional loyalty is strength. As Machiavelli once said, men are ungrateful, fickle, and driven by interest. He wasn't being cruel, he was being honest about how the world works. So from today forward, give loyalty, but with standards. Give effort, but with boundaries. Give trust, but not blindly. Protect your self-respect first, always. Now write this affirmation in the comments. My loyalty has limits. Rule 7. Life is about being happy. Since childhood, society fed you the same soft lie. Life is about being happy. Don't stress. Don't think too deep. Just enjoy. It sounds comforting. It sounds harmless. But it's one of the most dangerous beliefs you can adopt, because chasing constant happiness turns you weak, distracted, and unfocused. Happiness is a moment, not a mission. Yet most people treat it like a full-time job. They avoid discomfort. They run from challenges. They escape anything that demands discipline. They choose pleasure over purpose, comfort over growth, and ease over mastery. And society approves. Why? Because a man addicted to comfort never becomes powerful. A man obsessed with feeling good never becomes respected. A man who avoids struggle never becomes unshakable. Comfort is the silent killer of ambition. Happiness can come and go, but purpose is what keeps a man alive. Purpose grounds you when life becomes chaotic. Purpose keeps you moving when emotions collapse. Purpose builds character in a way pleasure never can. Look at the greatest men in history. Not one of them lived a life built on constant feel-good moments. Their lives were full of obstacles, battles, difficult choices, inner storms, sacrifice, and relentless work. They didn't chase happiness. They chased impact, meaning, achievement, and transformation. And through that struggle, they found a deeper kind of satisfaction, one that happiness alone could never give. Machiavelli understood this truth on a level most people can't accept. He wrote that great men are shaped through hardship, clarity, and pressure, not relaxation. He believed that pleasure distracts rulers, weakens willpower, and clouds their judgment. Meanwhile, purpose sharpens instinct and elevates influence. So when society tells you, just be happy, what they're really saying is, don't grow too much. Don't challenge anything. Don't rise too far. Stay manageable. Because a man who prioritizes purpose becomes unpredictable. A man who embraces discomfort becomes stronger than the crowd. A man who is not controlled by pleasure cannot be controlled by society. Here is the truth most people never learn. Happiness should be a side effect of growth, not the goal of your life. You will not feel good every day. You are not supposed to. Life will hit you with storms, losses, disappointments, and betrayals. If your identity depends on happiness, each storm breaks you. But if your identity is built on purpose, each storm strengthens you. Pleasure fades. Purpose multiplies. Happiness fluctuates. Character remains. Focus on building something meaningful, a discipline, a mission, a legacy, a stronger version of yourself. Through that path, happiness appears naturally, without you chasing it. As Machiavelli once said, a man who seeks only pleasure loses his strength, and without strength, there is no respect. So don't live to feel good. Live to become someone worth respecting, someone stable, focused, resilient, and driven. Now write this affirmation in the comments. Purpose over pleasure. Rule 8. Always forgive and forget. They told you, forgive and forget, move on, be the bigger person. Sounds holy, sounds noble. But here's the dark truth. Instant forgiveness without boundaries doesn't make you enlightened. It makes you easy to hurt again. When you forgive everything with zero consequence, you turn into a human punching bag, free swings, no ref. People don't respect doormats with amnesia. They respect the man who remembers the hit, studies the pattern, and then changes how close he lets people stand. Forgive everything and forget everything, and you erase your own warning signs, those scars on your mind. They're not decorations. They're data. They teach, they warn, they protect. Look at how powerful people move, without violence, without drama, just boundaries. Jordan didn't keep entertaining teammates who didn't take practice seriously. He cut emotional access and raised standards. Oprah didn't keep toxic staff around. She removed their access to her space and her platform. Your mentor with the 7-figure agency? He didn't attack the client who underpaid him. He simply never worked with them again, and his reputation became stronger. That's not revenge. That's self-respect with a memory. Memory isn't spite, it's strategy. Amnesia is self-deletion. Machiavelli saw this clearly in exile. A prince who pardons every betrayal invites the next one. He didn't say hurt them. He said, change how you deal with them. Forgive when it strengthens your position, never when it teaches people that hurting you has no cost. So why do you still hug the snake that bit you? Why keep giving full trust to the person who already showed you they don't value it? Why act like nothing happened when your mind is screaming that something definitely did? The trap is soft and shiny. Forgive and you're free. Not blind forgiveness without adjustment just makes you available for the same wound again. Real freedom sounds more like this. That debt is noted. I'm not attacking you. I'm just not giving you the same access. You don't need vendettas. You don't need to ruin anyone. You don't need drama, harassment, or harm. You need vaults. You decide who gets close, who stays at the door, and who stays outside the walls entirely. Forgive so your heart doesn't rot in anger. But don't forget the lesson that protects your future. Every remembered slight is not a reason to attack. It's a brick in your psychological fortress. Machiavelli's point was simple. A ruler who erases every offense without adjusting boundaries eventually erases his own authority. So forgive to clean your mind. Remember to protect your life. And understand this clearly. Real power is calm, controlled, and non-violent. It doesn't scream, it doesn't chase, it simply remembers and steps back. Rule 9. Never be selfish. Always put others first. Always put others first. Be selfless. Sacrifice your needs for everyone else. It sounds noble, it sounds moral, but here is the hidden truth they never tell you. Chronic self-sacrifice destroys respect. When you constantly put everyone else before yourself, you train people to undervalue you. You teach them that your time, energy, and attention are unlimited. You create the expectation that your needs are secondary, your limits irrelevant, your presence guaranteed. And here is what happens next. People stop noticing you. People stop appreciating you. People stop fearing the consequences of crossing you. Your generosity becomes invisible. Your kindness becomes weakness. Selflessness without boundaries is the silent killer of authority. Machiavelli understood this clearly. He observed that relationships are based on interest, not abstract morality. People do not inherently respect those who give endlessly without expectation. They respect those who know their value and refuse to compromise it. True power lies in strategic generosity, giving when it serves a purpose, withholding when it protects you, and never sacrificing your core for someone else's comfort. Because respect is born when people realize your actions have limits, your decisions have weight, and your loyalty is conditional. Think about it. The person who always says yes loses influence. The person who always agrees with others loses their identity. The person who constantly sacrifices their time and energy loses control over their own life. Being selfish is not evil. It is self-preservation. It is the recognition that your first responsibility is to yourself. It is the understanding that you cannot serve effectively if you are depleted, unnoticed, or disrespected. The man who masters this rule gives generously, but only when it aligns with his priorities. He does not fear setting boundaries. He does not hesitate to put his needs first. He does not apologize for valuing himself. People instinctively respect those who respect themselves first. When your actions signal that you have standards, that your attention is precious, that your limits are not negotiable, the world adapts to you. Boundaries become authority. Self-respect becomes influence. Strategic generosity becomes loyalty from others, not dependency. As Machiavelli once said, a man who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command, not only with force, but with presence and perception. And self-sacrifice without discretion erodes presence and perception. From today, stop giving endlessly without thought. Stop letting others define your worth. Protect your energy, guard your time, honor your priorities. Now, write this affirmation in the comments. I respect myself first. Rule 10. Play it safe, don't take risks. Society whispers it softly over and over. Be careful, don't risk too much. Play it safe, stay realistic. They package it as wisdom, caution, prudence. But here's the truth. Playing it safe is the fastest route to obscurity. When you avoid risks, you stay invisible. You remain small. You blend into the crowd, unnoticed and unremarkable. The world doesn't reward those who wait patiently in the shadows. It rewards the bold, the audacious, the ones willing to step into uncertainty. Most people confuse safety with survival. They believe that avoiding risk guarantees stability. But in reality, stability without growth is stagnation, and stagnation is the death of influence, opportunity, and respect. Risk is not reckless. Risk is intelligent action in pursuit of reward. It is calculated boldness. It is stepping forward when the majority steps back, knowing the consequences, but refusing to be paralyzed by fear. Look at history. The most powerful figures were never the cautious ones. They were the ones who made decisions that terrified others. They moved when everyone hesitated. They acted when the comfortable retreated. And in doing so, they claimed what others only dreamed of. Machiavelli understood this truth perfectly. He wrote that fortune favors the bold, not the timid. Opportunities rarely wait. They are seized, stolen, or missed entirely. A man who refuses to risk never controls his destiny. He waits for it, and waiting is losing. Risk also defines reputation. A man who takes intelligent chances appears decisive, confident, and strong. A man who plays it safe appears indecisive, weak, and forgettable. People respect those who dare because audacity signals mastery, courage, and vision. But here's the subtlety most overlook. Calculated risk is not gambling. It is preparation, foresight, and strategy. You study the terrain, you measure potential outcomes, you weigh consequences, and then you act decisively. That is the difference between power and mediocrity. Safety is comfortable. Risk is transformative. Safety preserves the past. Risk builds the future. The world remembers the bold. It forgets the cautious. Those who take intelligent risks become legends. Those who avoid them fade into irrelevance. As Machiavelli once said, "He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to seize opportunities before they vanish." And opportunity never knocks twice. From today, refuse to let fear dictate your choices. Act with strategy. Step boldly. Take control of your fate. Your reputation, your influence, and your power depend on it. Now write this affirmation in the comments. I dare to act. You've just uncovered the truth that society hides, the rules they taught you. Be nice, be humble, be patient, always play safe. Were never designed to make you strong. They were designed to make you manageable, predictable, and easy to control. But you now see the other side. You now understand that power and respect are not given. They are taken. They are earned through strategy, action, and self-mastery. They are claimed by men who refuse to blindly follow rules that weaken them. They are claimed by men who understand the game others ignore. Ask yourself this: which rule has been quietly stealing your power? Which rule has been silently killing the respect you know you deserve? The answers are staring back at you, and the choice to change is entirely yours. The 10 dangerous rules we just explored are not evil, they are tools. Use them wisely. Honesty, humility, patience, kindness, loyalty, and action. Apply them strategically, not automatically. Turn every weakness society praises into strength. Turn every restriction into leverage. Turn every limitation into opportunity. Remember, power is not just about money, influence, or talent. It is about perception, timing, and control. It is about the man who moves when others hesitate, who speaks when others stay silent, who acts when others wait. It is about becoming untouchable, respected, and strategically unassailable. If this video cracked the illusion of safety and politeness for you, take action. Like the video to honor the knowledge you've gained. Share it with someone who is tired of being ignored, underestimated, or powerless. And subscribe to the channel. Join the circle of men who don't just want to feel good. They want to become powerful and respected. Write this affirmation in the comments to seal it. I control my destiny. The rules of society no longer control you. You are no longer invisible. You are strategic, respected, and the world will notice.